good to hear. Now, let me ask you all a question. How many of you know about Black history?
We know,
Can we clap? Now, tell me, how many of you know about Black history prior to slavery? A couple of claps, maybe? Well, basically, that's what my books are all about. They're written in a format for children, and they teach history prior to slavery. So this is the first one. It's called Demarcus Jones and the Solar Calendar. And the second one is Demarcus Jones and the Solar Calendar 2. But it's a series, or it will be a series. Well, it's already a series. But we'll have 3, 4, 5. But all it is the main character's name is Demarcus Jones. Does anyone know anyone named Demarcus Jones? Nobody? But it's a, of course he does.
That's my mom.
But it's a pretty common name. When you hear it, it's like, I think I know a Demarcus. I think I know some Jones.
So
I might know a Demarcus Jones, right?
You can tell me.
So that's why Demarcus is our main character. He's a 10-year-old little boy. And so he goes and he's in his classroom and he's learning about, well, he's getting in trouble for one. But he wasn't getting in trouble because he was being bad. He was just, extra present. So he was talking to his friend, and he said, what did I miss when I got kicked out of class? And his friend told him, oh, we were just talking about the Thanksgiving feast and blah, blah, blah. He said, we talk about this every year in school. And then he said, well, we haven't talked about Black people yet because y'all haven't been brought over from the jungle. But he's just making a little joke, and Demarcus wanted to say something back. He was like, no, that's not what happened. But then he got to thinking to himself, well, what were we doing? And so he didn't have a response, but his friend was making a joke. He ran off anyway. And he gets home and he's like, Mom, he said this thing and I really wanted to say something back, but I didn't know what to say. And she's like, well, I don't really have all the answers for you either, but I'll get back to you. And then he discovers this solar calendar. Now, do you guys know what a solar calendar is? What is it?
I don't think my mom
Right, so it's a calendar made by use of the sun. So the first one was made about 10,000 years ago. So all of our ancient ancestors made all these amazing creations, and that's one of them. And basically we need a calendar to tell us the time. And the time is only important because we need to know when to sow the crops, when to pull the crops, when it's going to rain, so when's the best time. So that's the whole point of the solar calendar. So he discovers this solar calendar and he learns things such as, in the first book, he learns about General Barker. Do any of you know about General Barker? He learns about the Tulsa race riot. Now, we just finished Memorial Day. Are you guys familiar with Greenwood? Yeah, so that information is in the book. He learns about the origin of the Rosetta Stone. That's a real stone. He learns about the origin of Greek philosophy because all of that information comes from Africa. He learns about Africans in America before Columbus. Now that's something a lot of people don't think about, but it occurred. And so we put this information in a child's format. 9 to 12 is the ages, it's chapter books, so that they can start to learn and understand their history prior to graduating high school and then saying, that was a long time ago, I don't even know that anymore. So that's kind of the point of the book. So come by.